A lot of you know me, I've been in the industry like many of you have for a very long time. I am the editor of this journal, so basically for 35 years I've been writing about confectionery. It's quite a long time. I've also, I'm a writer, I'm a very passionate writer. This is my book. I've written many books, but this was the first one that actually got published. Haven't made any money yet, the publisher hasn't paid me, but I don't care because it changed people's lives and makes them happy. I'm also the owner of a company, so for want of a better word, I've got a company. So we produce an event called the London Chocolate Forum. This is on the 12th of October, which has kind of morphed itself into quite a nice community of chocolate producers. So if any of you are into the chocolate sector, then the 12th of October, come and meet us at the Heathrow Marriott for a good networking occasion. So I thought. Sandra and I, we kind of got together. We thought this is a big occasion. It's 50 years of ISM. It's quite something. And many of us remember, the early days when we came. And I thought, what was it like when I first came to ISM? So I brought something with me, and there may be one or two of you that actually recognise this. You'd have to be going to something to recognise this. This is a copy of something called CMM 1973. 1973. I was 9 years old, and this was when this magazine came out. That was my first ISM. Inside here is an article, so I don't know how I'm going to do this with my glasses at the same time. There is a review of the British Pavilion 1973, which I'm going to attempt to, thank you, read to you, because we're publishers and writers. So, in 1973, the third International Sweets and Biscuits ISM Fair, and will be displayed ice cream raw products such as marzipan, persipan. Does anyone know what persipan is? I've never heard of it. Nut paste, ice cream, artificial honey, syrups, and all manner of goods. Now in those days they had orange arrows for the exhibitors that had new products. So if you had a new product, you'd have an orange arrow on your stand. Is that amazing? I think just about everyone, if you don't go to a show if you don't have a new product. So, well, not quite. But, and also, there's another really interesting line here. New, on the other hand, to ISM section this year, the British Pavilion will be a sign called Export, which brings visitors to notice that foreign buyers that the firm is interested in exports. Isn't that amazing? So they had a sign on their stand saying exports to say, hey, we're in export. Now, talking about export, this is what it's all about. It's 50 years of ISM, so I've got some interesting figures. And on page 9 of that issue, there was an interesting article, and it said that the value of chocolate and confectionery in 1973, the whole value was 38 million. 38 million pounds for the whole sector. Okay, it doesn't sound like too much, but then you look at the value in increase from 2017, is that right? Sandra and I got together on these figures, to 2018 was 38 million. So in a single year, British confectionery has increased its value to the entire value of 1973. This is quite something. And then also, if you look at the bakery sector, that's gone from 13 million to 400 million in exports for British products, which is really amazing, thanks to a lot of you here, well, all of you. The UK exports are now worth £750 million, which is phenomenal growth. And that is in due part to Sandra's work. She's survived the British Food Export Council, she survived the ups and downs of the DTI, and she survived Food from Britain. I think many of you know Food from Britain, and now she's here at PSA, getting us all together, getting us as a community, as British confectionery. And I sort of thought, well, if I was writing a story like I'm speaking now, how can I compare the British Pavilion to like a similar? So I came up with the English Dictionary. The English Dictionary has 1 million words. 600,000 are sort of quite interesting, 200,000 are used, and out of those 200,000, the average person will only know 20,000 words, which is quite amazing. I thought, because I'm a writer, I'm very interested in words. But what's good about the English Dictionary is that it welcomes new words. And I think that's very similar to what's going on in British Pavilion. There's loads of new companies, loads of new products, and they sit alongside traditional products that have been going like Campbell's for 190 years, and then we all work together, we all sit together to do that 750 million, which is totally phenomenal. And I do hope that after 35 years of writing about confectionery, that Kennedy's has played some part in that. And I thank you for being our customers and readers, and I wish you a fantastic evening. And thank you, Sandra, for bringing us all together. So.